The heart monitor beeps erratically, a cruel metronome counting down what might be the final moments of my life. It's 2 a.m., and the hospital room is a sterile cage of white walls and antiseptic stench. I, Cecilia Rosewood, lie here at 66, my body tethered to machines that pump life into a heart that failed 3 times in the ambulance. My hands tremble, not just from the medication coursing through my veins, but from a rage so potent it feels like venom igniting every nerve. My sons, Isaac and Benjamin, are 30 miles away, toasting with champagne at a birthday party. Mila's appetizers, Isaac had told the doctor. We can't abandon our guests. Those words, delivered with casual indifference, sliced deeper than the surgeon's scalpel that reopened my chest hours ago. I was dying, literally dead for 4 minutes, and my children chose pink party decorations over my mother's life. Fiona, the night shift nurse, whispers, "Mrs. Stone, please try to rest." Her voice is soft, her eyes kind in a way I haven't seen from my own family in years. She's young, maybe the age of my daughters-in-law, Mila and Diana, but her compassion is a lifeline in this cold, lonely room. The doctor said to stay calm, she adds, checking the IV dripping into my arm. Calm? How can I be calm when I've just learned that, to my children, I'm less important than a $300 cake and a $1,200 dress? Dr. Miller's words from 2 hours ago echo like hammer blows. I told them explicitly this could be her last night. The heart attack was massive. We needed them to come immediately. Isaac's response? We can't come. My wife is throwing a birthday party. Benjamin's was worse. She's strong. She's always recovered from everything. Diana organized everything weeks in advance. I've always recovered. That phrase is a dagger twisted in my chest. I recovered when their father, Robert, abandoned us 25 years ago, leaving me with 2 teenagers and a mountain of debt. I recovered when I worked 3 jobs, cleaning offices at dawn, waiting tables by day, sewing clothes until my fingers bled at night, to put them through private college. I recovered when I sold my beloved greenhouse, the one with the garden where they took their first steps to fund Isaac's down payment. It's temporary, Mom. I'll pay you back in 2 years. 8 years later, I'm in a cramped apartment and they're in their dream home. I recovered when Benjamin's failed business swallowed my $28,000 life savings. It's a safe investment, Mom. 6 months with interest. 3 months later, it was gone. I recovered when Mila mocked my olive green dress at Christmas dinner, when Diana dismissed my Sunday lasagnas as too heavy, when they stopped inviting me to family gatherings because Grandma always has an opinion. But this is no slight I can recover from. This is the moment I realized my unconditional love was a one-way street, and my children see me as disposable. The door remains closed. No calls, no texts in the 5 hours since I woke from surgery. Just the beep of machines and the metallic taste of blood in my mouth. Fiona checks my vitals. Your blood pressure's high, she says, concern etching her young face. If she only knew I'm raging over 66 years of love thrown away for balloons and canapes. Through the window, the city lights blur as tears sting my eyes. Something inside me is breaking. Not my heart, but something deeper. The last flicker of hope that I still matter to someone. Tomorrow they'll show up with cheap flowers and rehearsed excuses. We didn't know it was that serious, Mom. You're always exaggerating. Like last year, when I fractured my wrist and they took 3 days to visit. But tonight, they've shown me my place on their priority list. Rock bottom. I close my eyes and drift back 40 years. Isaac was 2, Benjamin a newborn. We lived in a 2-bedroom house in Lakeside, walls so thin I could hear the neighbors' whispers. Robert worked at the textile factory. I stayed home, bathing the boys in a secondhand plastic tub. Isaac clung to me, toddling behind with his chubby legs, chanting, "Mommy, Mommy." Benjamin was quieter, but when he had a fever, he'd curl into me, begging for my mother's lullaby. I sewed clothes until 3 a.m. to sell at weekend markets. Every dollar for their shoes, school supplies, Isaac's soccer classes, Benjamin's guitar lessons. I wore the same gray dress for 2 years, but they were always impeccable. Everything for my children, I told myself. They were my world. The pain began 3 days ago, during Sunday lunch at Isaac's for my 66th birthday. No one remembered. Mela served a light salad. Diana arrived late, gushing about her upcoming party at the Grand Plaza Hotel. Over 50 guests, live music, a $1,200 dress from Benjamin. I smiled, the pressure in my chest tightening. You're invited, Mom, Benjamin said, his tone forced. But it's elegant, important people. Tuesday night, the pain was unbearable. Left arm aching, nausea, a band tightening around my ribs. I called Isaac at 11 p.m. Mom, we're watching a movie. Chamomile tea? You've been stressed about Diana's party. We'll check tomorrow. My pain had to wait for a party. At 5 a.m. Wednesday, I called Linda. Heart attack symptoms, Cecilia. I'm taking you to the hospital. No, it's Diana's party. I don't want to ruin it. Ruin what? Your life? Linda found me sweating, barely breathing. In the taxi, pain stabbed like a twisting knife. At the ER, the ECG screamed danger. Blood pressure skyrocketing, enzymes confirming a massive heart attack. We need to operate now, Dr. Miller said. Anyone to call? I gave my son's numbers. Tell them it's urgent. Linda held my hand until anesthesia took me. You're not alone, Cecilia. But I was. My last thought before blackness, my children preparing for a party while I fought to live. I woke to Fiona's gentle checks and Linda asleep in the chair. No Isaac, no Benjamin. Did they call? Fiona's hesitation was answer enough. The doctor told you had 3 cardiac arrests. They said they were at an important party. They'd come tomorrow. Tears streamed down my face, not from surgical pain, but from the betrayal. Diana's party, $300 cake, $1,200 dress, was worth more than my life. At 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, I made a choice that would rewrite my destiny. My sons weren't coming. They'd call tomorrow with excuses, flowers, and guilt trips. But I was done begging for love. Fiona brought paper and a pen. Writing letters, Mrs. Stone? Something like that. The words poured out, an emotional ledger of 66 years. Dear Isaac and Benjamin, for 66 years I lived for you. Every sacrifice, every dream abandoned was for your happiness. Today, clinically dead for 4 minutes, I see you've never lived a day for mine. I recounted everything. Robert's abandonment, 3 jobs for their college, selling my house, losing $28,000. I relived Mr. Douglas, the widower who brought me flowers every Friday. I turned him down for my boys. He married another. I stayed alone. When your father left, I was 35. I could have remarried, had more children, lived fully. I chose you. I slept 3 hours a night, sewed until my hands bled, wore the same dress for years so you'd have everything. You had private schools, soccer, guitars. I had nothing but you. I paused, tears smudging the ink. Isaac, I sold our home for yours. Benjamin, I gave you my security. And on Wednesday when I was dying, you chose a party. The doctor said this could be my last night. You said we can't abandon guests. A $300 cake mattered more than the woman who gave you life. I'm done begging for crumbs. When you read this, I'll be gone. Don't look for me. I'm starting over where I'm Cecilia, not a burden. I deserve love that chooses me. Be happy with your priorities. I'll be happy without you. Cecilia Rosewood, your mother, until today. I folded the letter, my hands steady for the first time. Sleep came without tears. Friday morning, Linda arrived with coffee and her warm smile. You look peaceful, Cecilia. I handed her the letter. Deliver this Sunday afternoon after they visit, and help me disappear. Her eyes widened. Disappear, Cecilia? Are you... Not suicide, Linda. Rebirth. I'm going to Dallas. My cousin Hope has a room for me. I revealed my secret. $8,000 saved from my pension over 3 years, hidden from my sons. Linda would handle my apartment, sell my belongings, using Fiona's lawyer sister, Sarah, for a power of attorney. I'd leave no trace. Linda's concern melted into admiration. You deserve this, Linda. Promise to call weekly. You're my only family, Linda. I called Hope. Cecilia, my house is yours. Come anytime. Her warmth was a balm. Sunday loomed.
my last day as their mother.
Isaac and Benjamin arrived at 2 p.m., post-lunch as promised. Diana wore a coral dress worth 2 months of my food budget. Mila was late, blaming a work call. "You look better, Mom," Isaac said, sitting far from my bed. "You've always been strong." Diana chimed in. "We think a senior living facility would be best. $2,000 a month with your pension and our help. Safer, so we're not disturbed during commitments. A nursing home. My reward for a lifetime of sacrifice." "You'd have friends, activities," Benjamin added. "Better than your sad apartment." I stayed silent, a strange calm settling over me. They planned my exile, assuming I'd comply. Diana showed Mila party photos. The cake was $300, my dress, $1,200. At 4 p.m., they left for dinner with Mila's parents, promising to research facilities. Their kisses were obligatory. Diana wiped her lips after. Fiona checked my vitals. "You seem free, Mrs. Stone." "I am Fiona, for the first time in decades." At 6 p.m., Linda arrived with a suitcase and $8,000 cash. At 7, with Fiona's help, we slipped through the corridors during the evening bustle. Sarah met us in the parking lot, papers ready. I signed away my old life, my mental competence documented. At the bus terminal, I bought a 10 p.m. ticket to Dallas. Linda hugged me. "I'm proud of you." I boarded, sent a final text, and turned off my phone. "Isaac and Benjamin, I'm gone. Find my letter on the bed. Don't look for me. Be happy. I will be without you. Cecilia." The bus rolled into the night, city lights fading. I felt no guilt, only dignity. I arrived at 10 a.m., the Dallas sun blazing. Hope's hug was genuine, her house a sanctuary of light and jasmine. "Write a news story, Cecilia." Linda called that evening. I delivered the letter. They were devastated. Not sad, but panicked. They know they lost you. Messages flooded my phone. "Mom, come back. We'll change." I ignored them. Too late. 3 weeks in, I had a routine. Morning walks with women my age, a boutique job, painting classes. I was alive, not surviving. Mr. Harrison, a kind widower from dance class, became a friend. "Your arrival's a gift, Cecilia." 6 months later, at 67, I celebrated my birthday with hope and new friends. No calls for my sons, no disappointment. Their messages had stopped, resigned. I was free. In my diary, I wrote, "I gained dignity, friends, a life on my terms. I lost children who never valued me. I'm Cecilia, whole, free, enough." The bravest choice wasn't leaving. It was choosing myself after 66 years of choosing them.